Alrighty, so here's the water bottle unit for the chair.
A couple of things about the water bottle is you want to use ICX with every time that you're putting water in there. And the water does not have to be distilled water. You can use tap water.
Okay.
ICX are the little white tablets that we have up here.
Mm-hmm.
So every time I fill that water bottle, I'm going to take one of these little tablets and drop them in.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll just fizz away and dissolve in about a minute.
Into this water bottle.
Into this water bottle. And that will maintain a water quality at the optimum level,
Mm-hmm.
which is under the 500 CFU count for CFC.
Okay.
Or CDC. What you do want to do, though, is, and my recommendation would be to test your water at least once a year.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never know what kind of bugs are building.
Okay.
The other thing that I also want to point out is when filling up the water bottle, you want to fill it up to about here because you want to retain an air gap in the water bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Some folks will go ahead and fill up the water bottle all the way to the top, push it in, put it in, and now you're going to have a crossover of water inside your air lines.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Dr. Reeves will be very upset.
And now, I'm curious, do people usually put a source of water next to the computer and all the electrical? Because, I mean, it just seems like it would be easy for someone to take out this water bottle and accidentally splash water on the tower of the computer.
Not necessarily unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on what is convenient and where is convenient to do this. As you'll see from the design, and it's not a standard thread.
Mm-hmm.
There are two pins inside the head there that come down in here, and so you kind of have to lift up and turn. That's why you have the instructions here on the side of the facing of the water bottle housing. But as you can see inside, it's pretty well protected. You're not going to get a whole lot of splashing. The pickup straw is already built in,
Mm-hmm.
so that's with the silver part that you see there. So you don't have to worry about the straw for the standard old style water bottles.
Right.
But this would be right here would be the point of fill
Okay, great.
that I would use.
And we mentioned flushing out the lines. You would do that for the high-speed suction and the slow-speed suction, is that right?
Well, no, that's two totally different things. One is cleaning your suction lines. The other one's flushing out your water lines in your hand pieces.
Okay.
So, for example, when you're going to clean, you should clean this every day, whether it's done through the doggy bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen those, or whether it's done with a bucket.
Yeah, I've only seen my assistants, they get a big bucket, and a plastic bucket, and they have some sort of cleaning solution in there, and they have
They
the...
suck it through.
Right.
Right, and that's fine. Whatever the protocol is that they're using, there are various different ways to do it. There's one company that makes like a doggy bowl, and it has little inserts on the side of the doggy bowl so that you put your HVE and your slab ejector on those inserts, and it basically sucks out the solution and does it with a certain amount of air. What you never want to do is simply take the suction line and dump it into water. What happens there is that you're now taking a wall of water and sending it to the vacuum pump, and that wall of water hits the impeller with a lot of force. So it could affect your vacuum pump as well.
Okay.
That's why having a combination of air and water and the solution, the cleaning solution going through, makes sense because it creates more of a cyclonic effect.
Okay, and I've heard something about foaming versus non-foaming. Does it matter what type of...
I would defer
Cleaning
that
agent?
to Rich Ellis, and I assume you have Air Techniques here.
Yes.
I would defer that to Rich and ask him
Okay.
what kind of cleaning agents they would suggest.
Okay, so it's not so important from a chair standpoint, but from a air pump compressor standpoint.
Correct.
Okay.
Because either way, it'll be relatively liquid at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's when it starts getting viscous and foamy that you kind of worry about how it's affecting the actual motors
Okay.
internally to that pump.
Okay, great.
Okay, so that would be the protocols used for this.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Which is every day.
flushing, right? Flushing is a totally, thank you,
Mm-hmm.
is a totally different deal that we would do with the unit. And what I mean by that is that A, you want to go ahead and have a completely dry water bottle.
Okay.
So you would empty the contents, you would put it back onto the housing. You would then take each one of your lines.
As opposed to just where it is now, well, there's no water bottle. Why wouldn't you just have no water bottle but flush it?
Well, because you want to push air through.
Okay.
And when we turn this on, without the water bottle, that's air being pushed through there.
Okay.
So it's not sucking anything up,
Okay.
is the point. And by pressurizing this, you're going to be able to suck air through your unit.
Okay.
And the idea and the premise is that any water that is suspended in the lines gets flushed out.
Mm-hmm.
So that nice cozy environment for the bugs to grow in is going to go ahead and be expelled.
Okay.
That should be done if you're going to be away for an extended period of time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to be out 5, 6 days, a week, 2 weeks, by all means flush all your lines.
Okay.
If you like doing that every Monday morning, that's fine too. Flushing the lines is not going to do anything more than give you an extra sense of comfort in the fact that you're eliminating as much of the possibility for biofilm to grow inside your water lines.
And that's simply putting a empty water bottle in and then running your handpiece until all the water stops spraying?
You don't run the handpiece.
Okay.
You grab each one of these off of the unit,
Mm-hmm.
let's say in this manner, and there's a toggle right here. And I would then push that toggle up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do that or else I get your head all wet.
Okay. Thank you.
But I would hold that in place, and you would see water droplets coming out of your handpiece,
Okay.
either the tubing or the handpiece, whatever you've got there.
Okay.
What it's doing is that any water that's inside the unit
Mm-hmm.
is being forced out by the air.
Okay.
That's
Great.
why it's important to have empty water bottle and on the housing, and then allowing for that air to flush through.
Right. Wonderful.
Okay?
Thank you.
No